Hey folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where three friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
What up? It's Tud.
And I'm Obert. And
I'm
I
Tud.
just realized that my input is wrong on Zencaster. So hang on.
Well, poop.
Is this where you add in the auto-tune?
Yeah.
So from now on you sound like a
chipmunk.
A 2020 rapper?
Yes.
Did they drop autotune in the last year or something? Did I miss a news story?
I haven't listened to music in 2021, so...
Oh, okay. Music is canceled.
Yeah, new music. I haven't listened to new music in 2021.
I like old music. 2020 and earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's get back on podcast track here. Chris was about to say something incredibly witty to celebrate our 163rd episode.
Man, have you heard that new song that just came out by that famous rapper?
I have, but Ted just told me he hasn't listened to a single new song this year.
Oh, dang. That was my whole bit, and that was the thing. Damn it.
Don't-
Now
you
we
know
can't
what?
talk about it.
I'm going to let you in on a secret. I think you should make the joke, because then I'll feel left out and I'll have to listen to some new music. So what's the joke?
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, the joke. I mean, it wouldn't land. It would be a waste of time.
But
Oh,
I feel
man.
like
If
Obert's
only-
listening to new music, and
The best
you
part
know,
about the
our-
joke is the laugh track. Everybody knows that.
our listeners have listened to new music.
No, I think they haven't. They haven't. This is new. You just sang it to me. Honestly, me and Obert.
Yeah,
So-
it was a live thing.
It was live.
You weren't there.
New music.
Apparently, Taylor Swift made like a 10-minute diss track about an ex-boyfriend or something.
Was it?
That's new
It's
music.
weird.
Imagine if
Has
it
it
was
ever
about
happened
us.
before?
No, but like 10 minutes? Damn.
That's a long
It's like-
time. Yeah.
It's a long time.
Normally, it's like we are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together, and
Right.
This one
They
was-
just added a lot more evers.
Lot
I'm just going
more
to Google that and see what comes up when I type in Taylor Swift.
Who's it about? I
10-minute
mean,
diss track.
I don't know. I mean, listen, Taylor Swift is an American treasure, but like,
I feel like she doesn't know how to get over breakups.
no, she
It's-
does. She just makes millions of dollars off of them.
It's called
Also true.
it's called All Too Well, and I think it's about Pete Davidson. Yeah.
Was she dating Pete Davidson?
No, maybe not.
Who's
Wasn't
Pete
that-
He's going to
Davidson?
sing it with her.
Wasn't that Iggy Azalea?
I don't know, man.
Pete
I
Davidson
should
gets
have read more
around.
before I click. I shouldn't have said anything before I clicked on this link.
Pete Davidson, Chris, by the way, is the guy who looks like a crackhead that's on that used to be on Saturday Night Live. I don't know if he's still there.
I'm sure I know
know.
him by look.
Who is All Too Well about? Apparently, Jake Gyllenhaal. That's who it is.
They were dating.
That's very different from Pete Davidson.
Is it Jake
You are
Gyllenhaal
right.
like 50? Whatever. I'm not here to yuck any yums. It is what it is.
Isn't
I don't know,
Jake
Taylor
Gyllenhaal
Swift's
like,
probably like. I think Taylor Swift's super old. She's probably like 33 by now or something.
No, no, she's young.
isn't Jake Gyllenhaal like that's the guy who played the cowboy, right? With Heath Ledger?
That's the role
Yes.
you pick him from. But yes, I believe so.
I think that's the only thing I've ever heard of him in. Is he in another movie?
I'm sure he's in a bunch. Why? What? How does he make money?
I don't know.
This is a train wreck of an intro for anyone who knows anything about popular culture, and I'm sorry about that.
And also, Tud posted like this Google link in chat. It's like 42 billion words long.
It's a picture of Pete Davidson.
Oh, that guy. Okay, I know who that is. Okay, got you.
I said he looked like a crackhead.
I don't know people. How old is Jake Gyllenhaal?
Well, we made it back to episode
Hey.
163. Thanks for listening.
Pete Gyllenhaal is 40 years old.
Who?
Oh,
Pete
40.
Gyllenhaal? Jake's secret older brother? Pete?
Taylor Swift is 31. Sorry, just doxed everybody. You can steal their stuff now. Their PIN codes. Oh, off the rails from the get. Okay.
It's going to be a good episode.
Is
People,
it though?
strap,
Is it though?
strap on in.
This
As
is
I
a great way to start the episode. I think we can only go up from here. Is really when you start out this low. To be honest.
True. I feel like I need to fill in everybody, though, about the GIF that I sent in chat.
Nah,
It's
I
Pete.
think we could just move on at this
No.
point.
It's Pete Davidson saying that he would fuck a bagel.
Okay. Did you have anything else to go
Nope.
from there?
That was
No?
it.
Nope.
That was the whole
You know
thing.
what? You know what? Pete Davidson wanting to fuck a bagel makes me thirsty.
Talking about all this pop culture makes me want to pop a top. Again. Now we're in Brooks and Dunn territory. We made it. It's all full circle. Actually, I don't even think that's Brooks and Dunn. Hold on.
We are way off the rails. We're going down the rails on a crazy train.
Oh, see, we do know music.
We looped it all back to today's music to old music.
Alan
Ted,
Jackson.
what are you drinking today?
I apologize, Alan Jackson.
I am drinking a beer. The beer is called Time for Living. It is a double dry hop New England IPA by Progressive Brewing Company. And the reason I brought it to the podcast is because I noticed this past weekend that on the bottom of the can, it says Best by 11/5/21. So we're just a few days over that. And so I was like, well, I have to drink it now. But I was like, but it's also going to be a lot more fun if I wait the few days and bring it to the podcast. It's part of their
I've never
renaissance.
heard of these guys. Progressive?
Progressive. I've actually had a beer of theirs on the podcast in the past.
I've heard of them once. Maybe I wasn't on that episode. I don't know.
You were. It's a brewery out of Northampton, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
So we went there. I want to say in this beer might be older than I believe it to be.
What's the year on that? 11.
No, it does say Best by 11/5/21. But we went here, Obert, just to fill you in on when I bought this beer. Remember back pre my trip out to visit you in Montana when we were doing all those hikes around like New England? I think we went there after our second hike.
Oh, okay.
So it means that it was way back in like May, maybe even April that we went here. So this is going to be an
It's
interesting...
a well-aged IPA, is what you're saying.
It is a well-aged double dry hop New England IPA that was Best by 10 days ago. So,
Well, it's one of those things where it's like the longer the expiration date is, the less bad I feel about missing it, you know? That's like if my bag of spinach expired a week ago or my milk did, I'm like, I don't know. If it's a can of soup that expired 3 months ago, I'm like, it's still ready to go. So in that sense, I feel like you have more flexibility with going past the expiration date.
that's like when bottled water has an expiration date.
Yeah, it's too watery.
It's returned back to its original form of water. So I poured it. It does have some nice head to it. Sticks around for a while. It's kind of light in color. Let's see if I can darken my monitors here. There you go. It's a little bit light in color. And I will say that it's extremely bubbly. And by bubbly, I mean it kind of looks a little like seltzer.
Huh. Got those champagne bubbles.
Not as fine as champagne bubbles. That's why I said like seltzerish. They're like big bubbles, like soda bubbles.
Oh, okay.
It smells good. But yeah, but as you can see with the color, it is kind of like a light pale. It is not, you cannot see through it a single bit. It's very hazy. But it's kind of more like a pineapple juice instead of an orange juice in color.
Good analogy. There you go.
On the nose, it does smell extremely juicy. I think I might be upset that I didn't drink this when it was fresher.
That's how they get you.
I get a lot of notes of tropical fruits and a lot of that. There's like citrus style notes from the Citra hop, which I believe is in here. It doesn't actually tell me what hops are in here. Maybe a little bit of mango, and maybe a hair of guava. Thing weighs in at 7% ABV, and the can, I didn't speak enough about it. It is a pretty cool little mosaic type of art of a whole bunch of people just kind of hanging out, somebody taking a picture back at you, the person who's drinking the beer, and just people overall having fun. There's a woman blowing a bubble with bubble gum, person wearing a hat.
Very shiny label.
It is.
Yeah, it's very. It would be like a shiny Pokemon card. Let's dive on in.
It's beer 30, and I'm thirsty. I've been working like a dog all week long, so maybe something cold won't hurt me. Cause it's beer 30, and it's time to party. Yeah, baby.
You know, Todd, I never said this before, but we record on Mondays, and every time you play that drop, I feel like I haven't been working like a dog all week long because it's only Monday. So maybe I don't quite deserve it just yet.
That's true, but by the time you listen to it on Thursday, you've been working like a dog for at least
4/5
days.
of the week long.
Yeah. So maybe something cold won't hurt you.
Yeah.
So it's definitely still a good beer, which is surprising given how long I've had this beer for. So I am impressed with their ability to make a New England style IPA last that long. It's not as New Englandy, it's not as juicy as I expected it to be, which is probably due to the age, but it's still pretty good. It's more dank and piney than it is tropical. It's definitely a little bit more dry, kind of like a dry rosé, or not a dry rosé, it's like a dry white wine, or maybe even like a dry champagne where, you know, your tongue's a little dry at the end. The bubbles are not as aggressive as they look in the glass on the tongue. And then overall, I get some flavors of some mango, a little bit of pineapple, some grapefruit, and maybe a hint of like a little bit of grape. Pretty good overall. You know, I would, if I had, this is the only one I have of this, but if I still had like 3 more from a 4-pack, I'd still say that they were like, I'd still give these out to you guys as like, hey, here you go. These are good beers for you guys to drink if you guys came over my house. So
Yeah.
Overall, I am impressed with the fact that Progressive Brewing Company was able to brew a pretty solid New England style IPA that was able to last this long. I will say, for comparison's sake, it's kind of like a better version of like the Sam's New England style IPA, or the Wicked Hazy, or whatever that's called. It's still good, but it's a hair better than that. I'm probably gonna give this, if new Untapped, I'd give it like a 3.9.
Okay.
But I'll probably stick at like a 3.75 just because it doesn't quite meet that 4
I thought
barrier.
it was going to be higher, to be honest, the way you were talking about it.
Well, I'm trying to. It's still really good for being this old, but it's still like I wish I would have drank this now.
Yeah, maybe
way back in
closer
May.
to a 4 in May.
Right.
Yeah.
10 days ago, you know.
Or 10
Right.
days ago.
Ah, dang. Now, you mentioned the Wicked Hazy. So is that a 3.75 for you as well, or did you rate that, like, would you rate that lower?
I would rate that a 3.75 as well.
Okay, so it's just like more of a true 3.75 than like a high end 3.75. I got you.
Yeah, Wicked Hazy is probably like right on the button of a 3.75.
Now, if say there was like 112 check-ins to the Time for Living, 112, not many,
That's not a lot at all.
not a lot.
Damn.
What do you think? What do you think those folks thought?
Well, I said it was 3.9.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say that, seeing as I am man of the people, comma, tud, or semicolon tud, I'm going to say it's a 3.9.
Not bad. Not bad. It's still a little open. 3.99. So, you know.
Well, I didn't finish. I wanted to say 3.99.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's my bad. Well, there you go. I mean, that one's on me. That's on me. No. Yeah, 3.99. Not bad. Not bad. Pretty.
That's pretty close. For a beer that's 10 days out of date, plus it was brewed, forever and a day ago.
Right.
So how I missed it. How far off were you, Ted?
0.9.
Yeah.
0.09?
0.09. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
0.9.
like,
It's 0.9.
0.9 territory. We're talking about taking away a tally mark.
Yeah. I wonder what the rule has to be.
If you're a full point off or more, you lose a tally.
You lose a tally mark. Ooh, that's rough. What if you're a full point off and lose?
What if it's like a face your
win.
beer, though? And you're like, it's like so old that you're a point off because it's terrible.
Well, what are the odds I remember this conversation if we actually get into that situation?
Well, maybe
Honestly,
that's-
I'm gonna say pretty high.
Yeah. Well, okay, we'll find out. It's recorded for all time, episode 163.
That's right.
If you're over a point off, you lose a tally mark.
Oh boy. Oh, the heat is on.
Yeah. Could be us. It could be me or Chris tonight.
It could be. It could be.
We could guess
Oh my
a 2 and a
God.
quarter, and it could be a 375.
It would be fantastic if you guys were wrong this episode and had to lose the tally mark.
Oh yeah.
I don't want that. Don't want that.
No.
Well, now that I'm done, Obert, seeing as you did the pregame show, I believe that means that it's Chris's time to drink a beer.
It's my time to shine, y'all. My time to shine.
What are you drinking? It's really funny that I made fun of Chris earlier about potentially having an old beer, and he was like, "No, it's only 6 months old," and I was like, "That's kind of old," and I brought a beer that's older.
Well, this one is about 5-6 months old right now, but it's the Jenna redemption story again.
Oh.
We're trying. Listen. I'm pulling out all the stops. But this one I have a good feeling about. This is
Was she upset with you from last week?
No, she's not upset, but it's a self-proclaimed Jenna redemption beer. So this one I know. I've heard the name. I think Tud has had this before. But this is from Old Nation Brewing Company, and it is their M43. So it's a IPA, New Orthodox IPA series. 6.8% alcohol by volume, 65 IBU. This is, from what I understand, like their flagship beer from Old Nation. So, and they're out of Williamston, Michigan. So, this was one that I'd never had before. And it's one of those, like, you just kind of gotta have it, just kind of gotta have it. So, here it is. Thank you, Jenna, again.
We were talking about this before the show. I'd never even heard of this beer, but apparently it's pretty common, it sounds like.
So
east of the Mississippi.
I think we've talked about it on the podcast before.
I think we have. Yeah, Jenna, I think, brought it up.
This is a beer that every time that I'm in the Detroit airport, I stop and I get it for lunch. With it's my drink that I get with my lunch because it's really good when it's super fresh.
You have mentioned that before. That does ring a bell.
Yeah, but you can't find it in Connecticut at a package store.
No, you can now.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Cool.
And I mean, truth be told, this may be available with me now. I don't know, but hey, it's in my hand. There's nowhere closer I can get.
It is
right
100% available to you this second.
Exactly. So we're gonna crack into this. I'm excited. I don't know if I've had any Old Nation. I may have. So yeah, we're gonna crack open this thing. Oh, maybe. There we go. Okay, here we go. Pouring. Oh, nice little pour here. We got a nice pour. Look at that.
Certified not crisp pour.
Certified not crisp pour. Look at it. Beautiful. So
That is a really good pour. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. 163 episodes, and however
finally
many
learning.
drinking years, 12 drinking years, and we're here. We're finally made it. We made it, you guys. But it's a very nice looking beer. It's got your typical orangey, hazy colors. Nice head. Not super thick, but it is there. The bubbles are normal bubble sized, I'd say. Normal head sized. But let me see. On the nose, I do get a bit of. Now, I'm gonna say it does smell a tad bit old because it is 6 months old, which is getting there, getting a little old. But I do get some of that citrus, some citrusy notes to it. I mean, I pretty much get orange right now, like just a nice little orange. Maybe a hint of pineapple. I don't know. But let's dive in and see what this M43 is all about.
And I'm drinking, well, you know that you're my friend, and I'll say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
Oh no, I'm just looking at the can. I'm supposed to roll it. Ah, poop. I didn't do that.
I saw you do the little swirl thing though.
I did the swirl. Yeah, I think that's
pretty sufficient.
okay.
Yeah.
Good. Phew. Thought I ruined it. So I will say this beer is, it's. Hold on. I don't know what I want to say. It's surprisingly still tastes fresh. Is that weird?
No, because I think that's exactly what Ted just experienced too.
Yeah. I guess. Oh, damn. It's like the same review.
We have the
over
same
again.
beer.
Yeah. It's a 3.99. No. Yeah. I mean, It's very surprisingly. I mean, 6.8% isn't too heavy, but it's not very heavy. It's not very heavy like in your mouth. It's very light. It's got a nice tiny bit of Pringles to it. Nothing too crazy. But I don't know. It's very light. It's very refreshing. I mean, maybe it's just a tad bit on the old side, but it's not a detriment right now. It's like I'm trying to pick up like a distinct fruit, but right now it's just like a nice, refreshing, like almost eerily crushable, but not crushable because it's almost 7%. You know what I mean? So it's
Crush adjacent.
Crush adjacent. Yes.
Wait, your beer is also 7%? I feel like we're having the same beer.
It's
I know, right?
6.8%.
Oh, mine's 2% more. 0.2% more.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's like a solid beer, just a solid all around beer. I mean, for my first Old Nation beer, and obviously their flagship. Obviously, they're doing it right. They know what they're doing. This is their flagship. This is what they do. But I was a little skeptical going in, and all skeptics are gone. Well, I guess I was. Yeah, I was a little, maybe a tad bit.
Any New England style IPA outside of New England, I'm always a little skeptical.
Right.
You know, I'm like, yeah, I bet you guys, there's no secret to being in New England that makes you better at making New England IPA. But I'm always like, we'll see about this.
It's like when you see New York style pizza outside of New York. You know, you're just like, yeah.
Right.
Well, that is a difference. That's water.
No, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Well, I mean, this is water too, right? Right.
I will say that the first time I ever went to Michigan, and I was at a brewery, and I think I got asked by 3 people. Now, keep in mind, we were not in Old Nation's brewery. We were just in some random brewery. They had said, "Oh, you're from New England. Have you had M43 yet?" And I said, "Nope, don't know what that is." And after the third person asked me the question, I knew that I had to go out and find the beer. It just so happened that the next place we went to had it on tap, so I was able to try it then. But it is a well-known and well-hyped beer for Michigan. That they think that they have a flagship New England IPA in their state.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
You're really talking it up here.
It is.
I'm really curious to see what this average is going to be.
I'm curious what the average is too. I'm very skeptical. I think it's going to be a lot of check-ins, and I think it's going to be. I don't know. We'll find out. Don't want to ruin it. But you get some bitterness up front, and then it just kind of rides out the rest of the way. It's nothing it's not too overpowering. It gets a nice little citrus boost right there in the middle, and it sweetens up a little bit at the end. It's a really nice, easy drinking beer. I'm gonna give it. I'm torn. I think if it were fresh, I would give it a 4 1/4. But I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a. I think I'm envisioning I'm putting myself in that mindset. If I was at a tap, and they were like, "Here you go. We just juiced this morning or whatever."
Fresh out of the beer cow.
Fresh out of the beer cow. I think it would be 4 1/4. But I'm gonna give this in its
sound does a
current
beer
state.
cow make?
Moo.
That's the only thing that came to mind. I don't know why.
Probably because of the two halves of it. Beer doesn't make a noise and cows do. So
they say moo, but then they always sound like they're fizzing on the inside. That's
yes.
That's the key.
The
That's how
magic
you know you got yourself a good beer cow.
It just sounds like a fuse. The magic exploding cow.
Oh man. But I think in this current iteration, I'm going to give it a 4. I'm enjoying it. It's really good. Very easy drinker right here. So well done, Old Nation. I want to make my way around the entire United States.
This old nation.
And hopefully I can have it fresh one day. But this is a very good beer. So Jenna, hey, you're redeemed. That's it. You're done.
There you go.
Well
you
done.
weren't lying about there being a lot of check-ins, or I should say your guess was correct.
Yes.
117,000 check-ins.
Oh boy. Oh man.
Yeah.
This is where.
Which I am shocked. I mean, I know we have beers with a lot of check-ins here, but not too often we get to 6-digit check-ins.
Right. And
It's
like
a very popular beer.
Like, how shocked are you even more so that you had never heard of it before?
Well, I think that's what the reason I
Yeah.
am shocked is because I was like, M43. I don't know. And then I looked it up and I'm like, what is it? Oh, wow, this is crazy.
It was one of those beers, just like, thrown behind the curtain for the listeners. I had to ask if I checked it in because it's one of those. I didn't want to look, out of spirit of the competition. But I was like, it's one of those beers where I may have crossed paths with it, and I'm just like, I don't know. So, I had not though. So here we go. It's my first ever M43. Jesus, this is a tough one. I feel like the Michiganders are gonna love it. But I'm gonna say, I said a 4. I'm man of the people. I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be like 117,000 check-ins to make it a 4 is insane. It's insane. 3.94 is my guess.
It's very high.
Damn it! No. God damn. Is it a 4.94? Did I just lose a point?
It's not that high. That would be untapped breaking. It is a 4.19 though.
Damn it! Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The 117,000 check-ins. It scared me.
I have this is like Heady Topper level of number of check-ins combined with high rating.
Oh my goodness.
I just cannot believe I got a Jenna smooch and some of these beers.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
they're not. It's not as high as an Alchemist. So Alchemist is over the 100,000 mark. Same thing with
Right.
Julius, and this is obviously not in the.
You mean Heady Topper, right?
What I say?
The Alchemist. Yeah.
Oh yes. Sorry. So Heady Topper has 250,000 check-ins,
Oh shit.
and Julius has over 100,000.
Right, and this has 117,000.
I thought it was only 17,000.
117.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, hundreds. You are right. Holy shit. I thought you said. I don't know where my head was when you said that number. I thought you said 17,000.
Because I also was like talking of how big the number was too.
Yeah, and I was sitting here going, I know that's high, guys,
Yeah,
but
17's not that high.
I feel like we've had beers on here consistently that have 17,000 check-ins. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I have a little bit more
respect for this beer.
Yeah, I mean, now granted, Julius and Heady Topper rate out above 4.5, but this is really good, and that's what struck me when I was in Michigan was how high like people praise this thing and how good it actually was. Because I mean, a lot of times people are like, "Oh, we have our own Julius," and a lot of times you're like, "No, you don't." But these guys do. Like Michigan has one.
Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of shocked that it's a beer that's this good that I've heard you talk about it on the podcast, but I've never seen in the wild. But it seems like you can find it places. It's not like you have to drive to the brewery and pick it up with your open trunk where they deposit the beer or anything like that. Like, it sounds like it's a pretty accessible beer, so I'm going to keep my eye out for sure.
Yeah, it's very good. So, hey, Jenna, thank you. And hook up Obert because he needs it. He needs it now. And also buy us all tickets to go around the world and drink beer.
Yes.
So, I mean, just those few things, Jenna. So,
Not asking for
burden.
much.
Yeah, really, it's basically nothing.
I don't know. We are talking, we were workshopping this a little bit before the podcast. Mm-hmm. We're brainstorming. We're thinking about starting a GoFundMe so we can buy a winery.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. As a winery back in Connecticut, listed for sale, $3.25 is what they're asking, $3 million. And
Yep.
It even says on the listing, there's a house, a residential property on site that would be suitable for a B&B. So I think that we could just have all three of us live in the same house. Change the name of our podcast to Winemaking with Friends in Person.
We live in the same house.
Yeah. Winemaking with roommates.
Yes. Oh,
And,
yeah, we made it. We did it.
Now the best part is it's a 40-acre property. Like we could essentially live in different houses. Now, granted, there's not 3 houses on the property, so we have to
not
build
much fun.
2 of them.
Not much fun.
Yeah.
just imagine.
Yeah, that's our expansion plans. But initially, the podcast would be winemaking with roommates.
Then it'd be winemaking with neighbors, and then it'll be it's this whole thing. Just imagine you guys get to just get woken up by kids all the time. It's great. It's perfect.
No, you just give them a little wine, they go back to bed.
Obert, collectively, I know this is groupthink. I vote that we make Chris and his kids sleep outside.
They will be the first ones voted out of the house, I think. Because we didn't also mention this podcast. This podcast is a Big Brother / Survivor style reality show.
Oh, damn. Well, I don't know. There's more of us, Like, yeah, sure. Most of us, two, whatever. And then I got 2 little ones, so
it's true.
And they're feisty.
I'm pretty sure that we could convince them to vote you and them out of the house. They'll be like, "Do you guys want to go outside?" And they'd be like, "Yeah."
Actually, that's like CJ's favorite thing. So yeah, that would actually work really well. I literally asked him the other day. I'm like, "Hey, you want to do something this week?" He's like, "Yeah, go outside." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sure."
With sunshine, God.
Well, it's like I was like, out of all the things, all he wants to do is go outside. He's a simple kid. He loves it.
This is why it's going to be so easy to vote you off the island.
He'd be like, "Hey, you guys want to go outside?" And there we go. We're outside.
Who wants to live in the winemaking hut? Yeah, so we're still working on the details for our GoFundMe. But
if you want to pledge, go to GoFundMe.com/winemaking alone.
With roommates.
Winemaking with roommates.
Winemaking with roommates. That's right.
WWR.
Yeah, and so we'll have the goal 3.25. You fund that, and then we'll buy this winery. We'll buy the winery. We'll have some rewards there where people can come in and get some discounted wine.
Yeah, like $1 off. Something.
Yeah,
like
to 10%. Whatever.
10% max $1. Like this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we got bills to pay.
We're gracious hosts.
Yeah, we got to buy those grapes. Grapes aren't cheap.
I don't think. Yeah, no, they ain't.
I do think we would do a good job owning a winery. I think that between the 3 of us, we have all the things we would need to make it work.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, we could do it.
Except for none of us know how to make wine.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna go.
We'll
hire someone for that. Okay, so it's actually gonna be like 3. We'll just round up to 3.5. It's just so we can hire a winemaker.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah,
a winemaker and like people, other people too.
like bar staff.
Yeah. Okay, so 3.5. Just round it up. We'll be good. So GoFundMe.com/winemaking with roommates.
If we did buy this, what would you guys want your roles to be though? What would you guys want to do on our 40-acre winery?
Well, I know it's already set up to do weddings, so we'd continue to do weddings.
Yep.
So you would get your pastor's license so you could host all the weddings is kind of what you're saying.
Yes, built-in pastor services.
You wanted to be the guy who marries everybody who comes on, right?
Non-negotiable.
I mean, I think we should all be licensed. That way we can do it together. We say it we say it in triplicate, but we say it...
So what's your job going to be, though, Ted? That's what I want to know. What are you doing? What are you bringing to the table here?
I'm the resident Tud.
Okay, well, then I called dibs on wine taster.
I was going to say wine taster. No.
I mean, Tud, I laid him up so easily, and he didn't take it.
Listen, I will drink the wine. Listen, as part of the ownership, I get to drink the wine.
Chris are in quality control.
Yes.
You are on toilet duty.
You're on toilets and vows. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Listen, some of that bad wine, I don't know if I'd want to drink at first, as we learned how to make wine.
No.
It's a tough job. Somebody's got to do it.
Remember?
That's right.
I mean, they've been doing it for like 12,000 years. How hard can it be?
Right? Like they used to do it with feet.
But it's award winning. We can't go backwards. We can't have less awards now that we own it.
We're already on an award-winning podcast. I feel like the awards just transfer over.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, that's gonna be fun. GoFundMe.com/WWR.
WWR.
Ober, have you?
But in the meantime, while I fantasize about our luxurious winery that we're owning together and living together, running, I do have a beer here to drink. Maybe I should just throw this away and go for some wine. But
there you go.
This is a repeat of a previous beer I've had in the podcast that Ted loves to mispronounce. This is the Black Butte 33.
The Black Butt.
From Deschutes Brewing. This is their latest release. And, it's the same age as the three of us, apparently. Not the beer, but this is their 33rd year making it, I think. I wanted to look it up, but I didn't want to see any ratings on accident. So this is what it says on the side. It says, toast to our 33rd anniversary with this imperial homage to Black Butte Porter. This edition is a real feat, marrying maple, chocolate, vanilla, and bourbon barrel aging in a truly celebratory beer. That sounds pretty good. I got a 12-ounce bottle here. There's looks like a pencil sketch of a maple leaf. Maybe it's like a black and white X-ray. It's nice. It's a nice, classy label for sure. Again, yeah, it says brewed with maple syrup, chocolate, vanilla beans, aged in bourbon barrels. You can't beat that. But I'm gonna go use my wall-mounted bottle opener, and
You're welcome.
I'll be right back.
Red Solo Cup, I fill you up.
That's a good pour right there for sure.
That's a beautiful looking beer. Yep, I'll give you that.
Just pouring it, I definitely got a huge wave of the bourbon barrel aromas as I filled this mug. It reminds me a lot of the beer I had on the pregame last week, which is a nice, delicious bourbony stout. So we'll see how this holds up, see how it compares. And I'm not normally a big fan of the Black Butte, but I had to have it on because it's a classic. I have to try their annual release every year. They always do something a little different. I wanted to bring this one on. So without further ado, Ted, hit it.
I like beer. It makes me a jolly good fellow. I like beer. It helps me unwind, and sometimes it makes me feel mellow.
Makes him feel mellow.
I
beer
like
fridge.
beer. Da-na-na-na makes me feel mellow. Makes
Beer.
me feel mellow.
Do.
Thanks to Jordan and Kiwi for that little post-drop addition there. But this is tasty. I get a lot of the chocolate, a lot more of the chocolate than I thought I would. The maple is a little harder to pick out. I get it from the sweetness on the back end more than I do anywhere else. It really is hard to pull out the maple until the aftertaste for sure. Same with the vanilla. They kind of, to me, those two flavors really show up when you get to the aromatics on the back of your tongue. Once the beer is out of your mouth, you're just left with this aftertaste of the sweet vanilla and maple. This is my favorite Black Butte I've had so far. I don't know how much they change it every year. I don't remember it tasting like this at all last year. And I think based on the way the label reads, it's an homage to their Black Butte Porter. So this is like, I don't know if they took their base recipe and added all these adjuncts to the regular Black Butte, but I think it's a very different beer than the standard Black Butte Porter. I'm digging it though. I think the fun thing about them with their annual releases and the Roman numerals they put right here on the bottle is you can do a vertical flight pretty easily. So maybe I'll go and pick up a 4-pack of these so I can enjoy them for the next 4 years, because that's some forward thinking right there.
Do they not sell like 4-packs of the verticals?
No. Nope. You got to get them when you can. There is a local tap room, the Montana Tap House, that I know occasionally will do Black Butte keg takeovers where they'll have verticals of all the kegs, which I want to check out because that's always a good time for sure. Definitely one of those things that I feel like I need to Uber home from, though. Not something I can drive back, even though they're only a couple miles away. But I'm really digging this beer, guys.
It sounds like you're really enjoying it. Maybe you just didn't like porters last year?
No, the last year it had too much of that anise black licorice taste, which really kills it for me. I can handle a little, but I'm not a black licorice guy. So once I get that taste, it just really knocks it down like a full quarter or half point for me. I can't really get into that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Once I get the taste that it's done, I'm over. That's why I never got into Jaeger.
Yeah, understandable.
Licorice or coconut?
No. I honestly think I can handle coconut better than licorice. But
So if you were on a desert island with one coconut tree and one licorice tree.
and I needed firewood.
Yeah. Which one would you chop
I
down?
would probably chop down the licorice tree. I think it's disgusting. I don't know why. I don't know why people eat it. Doesn't make any sense.
It's me, Chris's worst nightmare on an island with just coconuts and licorice.
Coconuts, licorice, and inhabited by swans.
Oh my God. I can't imagine.
It's hell.
Chris like,
It's hell.
Chris like, fuck it, I'm swimming.
That's right.
Do you feel that way about just black licorice or all licorice?
No, primarily just black licorice. Like, what else is like? I don't know. Like Twizzlers.
Well, like
or
just like the
Twizzlers,
red Twizzlers.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're not my favorite, but I like if they're there, I'll probably eat them. But
No, I could mess with some of the Poland peels. Those were good. Remember
those
that?
are the best, I will say. The Twizzler
Yeah.
Poland peels, yeah.
But anyway, enough about Twizzlers. I'm really enjoying this, and I think I'm going to give it a 4 1/4.
Okay, all right.
I came in expecting this beer to not break the 4 barrier because of that licorice flavor that I've had on the Black Buttes before. But this one pleasantly surprised me with its nice balance of sweetness with the bourbon. It's a good combo. It's just a really good beer.
So this is a numbered one, correct? We are going with the number on this
there's
one?
there's only one of these, and it's the Black Butte 33.
Okay.
That's the beer you should be looking for on Untapped.
So there is 1,719 check-ins.
Okay, it's a good showing for Deschutes. Well, I really don't want to lose a negative point, so so I'm not going to guess above like a 4.7. That's for sure. I hope other people like it as much as I do. I'm going to guess a 4.11. Oh, tell me it's above a 3.11. Oh no!
No, in actuality, it is a 4.12.
Ooh,
So close.
wow!
Oh man.
Wow, 0.01 off.
Damn. That's crazy. You said it.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
Like, so close.
So close. Almost as close as you could get without getting it, honestly.
That is how numbers work. Yeah. Nope. So put that old tally mark on the board here.
I know. I'm sweating over here. I'm sweating.
He is hot on your tail. After starting out being, honestly, we almost voted him off the podcast because the other people almost had more check-ins than he did. He has come roaring back.
Roaring back. The hot Obert summer of 2021. That's what we've been saying.
true.
We've been saying it this whole time.
I mean, he's still 8 behind me, but
Well, depends on how you count.
Not 8, 6.
8.
The other two don't count. Those don't count.
Anyway, moving on.
Oh man. Oh, I gotta hone in. I gotta study Untapped or something.
Yeah, you got to start getting flashcards with beers or something.
3.75. 3.65.
You and Dana have to be going to breweries, and you got to get flight boards, and you just got to be like, just
pounding it out.
smashing every one. There you go. But anyway, it is, I think, that time that we dust off our old 3-handled Frosty Mug of Wisdom, take it out of the freezer, fill it up with life advice, wisdom, hacks, either life or computer, fun things we've seen or experienced, or, just stuff we want to share with you. It's time for our 300 Frosty Mug of Wisdom. Jordan, hit it.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg!
All right, Jordan, thank you. As always, the Snoop Dogg version.
Jordan Snoop Dogg.
Your handle.
Yeah.
Test your handle. Test your handle. Mug of wisdom. Drink. Mug of wisdom. Finish that bravado. Chris. Tud. Overt. Popcorn and other animals. Mug of wisdom.
Okay, Jordan, thank you. As always, check him out. Wreck My Podcast with the W. Find it in the W section of your Dewey Decimal Podcast library. I know that's not how the Dewey Decimal System works. Don't write me about that.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
I believe that's how that works.
No, it's not. Anyway, I am man of the people. Honk, honk, honk. Wah, wah, wah. I am manliest of people this week. Obert, me, Goose/Swan of the week. That's what we say. And I am going to go first because I have a handle that could fill up an entire mug, to be honest. So I want to leave some time to talk about it. And as a result, I think I'm going to split it up into a couple different episodes because it's a multi-part handle here. It's a hobby I don't think I've clued you guys in on. I might have mentioned it here or there that I picked up over the last couple of years. I've really been refining my craft. I have it down to almost perfection. And while it may be intimidating to some, I think it's something that everyone could do and everyone would enjoy. And I want to share it with you. I want to share it with you guys, my co-hosts, and the audience. And that's making your own pizza. Have I taught you about my pizza making stories at all?
Not so much the stories. You have mentioned certain items that make making pizza better.
Yes,
like,
I believe.
Yeah,
you
have
like
I made it?
Like a pizza stone, I believe was.
Did I make a pizza stone handle at one point?
You did. You got it from your sister for Christmas. or something.
My uncle. Yeah.
Uncle,
okay.
sister,
Good.
All family.
Your uncle's sister.
Because that's. I'm glad that we got that one out of the way because I want to talk about the pizza stone, but I also want to give you more options there.
Okay.
So where I live in Montana, there's not as nearly as good pizza as there was in Connecticut.
Okay.
What I've been doing as a result is I've kind of been just forced to make my own pizza. And if you want to make your own pizza, you can go anywhere from just, well, I guess you could just put a DiGiorno's in the oven would be like the simplest way to make your own pizza. But if that's a level 0, I'd say you could go all the way up to level 5. So I'm going to bring you to like level 1, level 2 with this handle. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that is, I think one of the key things is a pizza stone, as I mentioned, it's a previous handle. What a pizza stone will do is it's thick enough and it gets hot enough where you can get a really good crust formed. And that's something that you really need when you're making pizza in your oven.
Using a hot stone, as we learned.
You want
to
use a hot stone. Yeah, as we learned in the other handle. I would also recommend using, if you want the very, very beginner thing, you can get the Pillsbury pizza crust in the refrigerated aisle. To be honest, I had that recently when my dough didn't rise. I bought some Pillsbury dough. It was night and day difference than the pizza dough that I use. So I would recommend some grocery stores, local grocery stores, will have dough like fresh dough made and ready to go for you to make your own pizza. I want to say start there. Start with the store-made dough.
Walmart does
Fresh-
it. Stop and Shop does it. Everybody, it's in like the cheese section in my grocery store at least.
Good to know. Yeah, because
Like right below the pizza cheese.
Perfect. Yeah, there we go. So start with that. So you want a pizza stone. You want some cheese. You want some fresh dough, right? And these are the two things that are going to set your pizza apart from the stuff that you buy at the pizzeria right away. Like those two things alone are going to put you ahead of what you can normally get at like your Domino's, right? Obviously the best part of pizza is you can put whatever toppings you want on it. I'm not even going to get into that this week. I have a sauce recipe that I want to share with you guys. but my real handle for this week is a pizza steel. Now this is something that I did not get into when I first started making pizza, and that's different than a pizza stone. Obviously, we talked about this as a previous handle. A pizza steel is like a 1/4 inch or 3/16 inch thick sheet of stainless steel that you put in the oven. You want to crank that sucker up as hot as it gets. That piece of steel is what's going to conduct the heat into your crust and going to give you a really, really nice crust on the bottom of your pizza. The only problem is they're not cheap. Pizza steels are like in the $50 to $100 range. So not necessarily a beginner friendly. If you're just getting into the pizza hobby, maybe don't start with the pizza steel. But I do kind of wish that I had one, because with how much pizza I've been making, you know, it's really going to set your pizza apart, if that makes sense. So I just ordered a pizza steel. I haven't gotten it in yet, but this is my handle for you. Make pizza steel, grocery store, fresh dough. I'll forgive you on the sauce for now. Use whatever toppings you want.
But wait, how can you recommend something that you haven't tried yet?
It's an excellent question, Todd. And that's because I have been learning so much about how I've been making pizzas. And I don't want people to make the same mistakes, not mistakes, but I want people to be aware of the knowledge I'm bringing with how much pizza I've been making and what I think I could be doing better. And that's by incorporating the pizza steel. So if they were the same price, pizza steel over pizza stone, no problem. If it's something you're going to make a couple times, try the pizza stone. But if it's something that you think you really could get into, my advice, skip the stone, go right to the steel.
Okay. That was going to be my question. It's like, if I'm going to spend $20 or whatever on a pizza stone,
right,
and I can get a pizza steel for $50, like, I mean, why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah, like I said, it's like a little bit, I don't know the price point of these. I think it's like around $60 for like the most affordable one.
Mm-hmm.
For the pizza steel, I'm looking at it right now. It is, for the original baking steel, it is $100.
Okay, yeah, I did see that one too, but there are cheaper ones out there. And
yeah, I'm
you're
looking
gonna
at
get
a few
different sizes
and $60 and things like that. So, okay, you know, it's funny. Like we make homemade pizza sometimes, but it's not
okay.
It's not super fancy. Don't like. I feel like I'm not even talking to the right person right now. But like, we found this like really, but you know, we just use like baking sheets or whatever, like, you know, whatever we have. But now you got me thinking. You got me thinking, because we do enjoy making our own pizza. It's just we don't go super fancy, so maybe we have to fancy it up.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I don't want to sound like an addict, but I've been making pizza pretty much once a week for like the last 5 or 6 weeks now.
Oh wow!
I do it on the weekends, and I start my dough on Tuesday.
But do you make your own dough now, though?
I make my own dough. I make my own sauce. But I wanted to just focus this handle on the first thing you need to make pizza, which is something to put it on.
Okay.
Whether it's a stone, which was the previous handle, or a pizza steel, which is what I'm making the handle today. Do that. Start with the store dough. Put sauce, put your toppings, have fun. You'll learn a lot about how to stretch the dough. It's like I said, it's a fun hobby I've gotten into, and part of it I've been forced into it with the lack of good pizza options in Montana. But now I like my pizza better than any other pizza out there. I would choose mine, which is really saying something. So,
Right. Well, I mean, in North Carolina, we kind of run into the same thing where there's was one decent restaurant and the rest are not great. So it's like I miss living in the land of the pizza up in Connecticut.
Yes.
So
I didn't know how good I had it. So
I know, right? You just you don't know what you got till it's gone. Oh man, you leave paradise.
My handle is
pizza.
My handle is just go down the store and buy a pizza.
I mean,
Yeah,
Connecticut. Connecticut's got not only great beer, probably the best pizza. I'm being honest.
They got good carbs.
They got good carbs
in Connecticut.
Yes,
they got to figure it out.
We're people of the cold, so we like the carbs to
beefing you up. I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unlike us here in Montana.
Not that's not that cold.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I have more pizza stuff I want to do for next week's handle. Like I said, I want to share my dough. I want to share my sauce, but I don't want to overload everybody with too much pizza stuff at once. I think everybody can just go out and make a pizza, whether it's on a baking sheet, whether you get the stone. Check your Goodwill. I bet you they have. That's the kind of stuff that ends up there all the time for a pizza stone. If you just want a low effort commitment to try into it, but I don't know. I've rambled on about making pizza for long enough. I really am passionate about it. I really enjoy it. I think you guys should give it a shot. It's who doesn't like pizza,
Right?
Yeah. But anyway, enough of that. Tud, I as man of people over, honk honk honk, bequeath the mug to you. What do you got for us?
So my handle this week, we're a week early for the Thanksgiving holiday, but I do feel the need to say, just an FYI, to have people go out and start defrosting their turkeys now, or by the time you're hearing my voice now, because you don't want to have a frozen turkey. But that is
solid tip. Good tip.
That is my tip. That is not a handle. My handle this week is to make your to make the butter injection for your turkey to keep it nice and moist while you're cooking it.
Oh, I have thoughts about this. I want to hear this handle.
So what you want to do is you want to take a stick, maybe a stick and a half, maybe 2 sticks if you're feeling frisky, of butter. Throw it in a pan. Melt the butter. Low heat so it doesn't burn, just melts into a nice liquid. You want to take a tablespoon of garlic, like garlic powder or crushed garlic, up to you. The garlic powder seems to work a little bit better because it doesn't get stuck in the injector as you're injecting it. But if you have a good injector, you probably have a big enough opening to shoot some crushed garlic into the turkey. Take some Creole seasoning. Put about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of Creole seasoning into that butter. Mix that up together in a nice Creole butter style seasoning. Then from there on, you can add whatever you want. I like to add a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce just to add a little bit more kick and to give it kind of a reddish color, because the Creole seasoning kind of turns it a little brown. But the red color kind of brings it back to a nice dark red, like almost maroon. Once you're done with that, you can let it cool, and you can save the Creole butter and use it for other things if you'd like. Spread it on toast, spread it on pizza crust with Creole butter. Probably pretty good. But what you want to do then is you want to make sure that while it's in its liquid form, you stick it in an injector, and you want to stick about 3/4 of the liquid butter into the breasts of the turkey. Don't worry about the wings. Stick it into the breasts of the turkey. Then take the other quarter and stick it into each of the turkey legs. So about 1/8 of your concoction in each leg.
Quick question. Sorry to interrupt, but this is like a big syringe.
Yes. So like I have a
and so like
injector.
how do you put it all in one spot, or do you like move it around the breast?
You could do either. It'll find its way. I personally think that if you make too many holes, you're gonna have some liquid butter leak out. If you don't make enough holes, it may not get everywhere. So I like to probably do two 2 pokes into each breast, 1 poke into each thigh. The thighs are anybody who's ever had a chicken. I don't know why I keep on calling them thighs. Anybody who's ever had a chicken leg knows how veiny they are at the end. Like when you're biting them, and you can see like the tendons that run down, and the meat kind of pulls off, all in kind of one direction and kind of breaks apart. The turkey leg is very porous. So if you get down to like the bone of the turkey leg and you inject right on the bone, you only have to inject it once, because it will find its way around the bone.
Glad I asked.
Then it will go up. But the breast 2 times. If you want to try 3, you can do that. Any more than 3, you're going to start losing your delicious Creole butter. Then the other thing I would like to say is you can also take that Creole butter, make sure you pat the turkey dry, because you never want to season a slimy turkey. If you take that Creole butter and you rub that turkey down with the Creole butter, you got one hell of a turkey.
That's a good prep tip. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, do you have a link to this recipe? Is this a Tud special?
So it's kind of a Tud special and kind of not. I learned it from a barbecuing website, but I kind of put my own spin on it. We can link the video into the description below.
I mean, if you want to claim it and just link a meat injector, we could do that too.
We'll link the meat injector.
There you go.
You know what you need to do, Tud, is you need to talk about how on your great grandmother's 101st birthday you made this recipe and type this all up like a 13 paragraph recipe that you put online, and then that's where I think the big bucks. I think the longer it is, the more money you make. I think that's how it works.
Pay by word.
You could make this a recipe. We get like cooking with Tud.cook and then we'll link that in the show notes.
Yeah. Yes, and you have to be one of those annoying websites that doesn't have the link to jump straight to recipe.
Right.
Make sure that people have to scroll through the life of how the Creole butter came to be. But yeah, so I guess my handle is, enjoy Thanksgiving, but you want to start when you hear the sound of my voice, and there's your prep tips.
Okay. No, that's good. I've never done the meat injector thing. I have done the turkey brining. I use Alton Brown's turkey brine recipe, which basically involves a 5-gallon bucket.
Should I give the Tud brine too?
I mean, why not? I mean, it's the week before Thanksgiving. If you're ever going to give it, now's the time.
Okay. Finish yours first, and then I will go with
Okay. Let's finish that. So it works out that I have a mostly empty kegerator because you want to keep this brine at like food safe temperatures of refrigerator temperatures for, an order of 6 to 12 hours, depending on the recipe you follow. But the whole idea is the salt in the brine breaks down the fibers in the turkey. So if you put a turkey in a salt and brown sugar and spice solution, for overnight before you start cooking your turkey, it really makes the turkey way more juicy and flavorful. Kind of what Tud was talking about, and I know Tud's going to come in with his own brine thing, but it's similar to the injector, but it's a little different in the fact that the brine will work its way into the cells of the turkey breast. And I have always used Alton Brown's recipe. It's never steered me wrong. I don't you use a 5-gallon bucket, basically. You clean it out. You want a food grade safe bucket. Clean it out. Put a turkey in there. Fill it with water, salt, spices, the whole thing. If you're someone who's struggled in the past with dry turkey, this is for you. I will say that. We always have Thanksgiving handles. I've told you about my trash can turkey method, courtesy of Chris's dad, before. But this is a different step, a different level to get your turkey more flavorful. Tud, how do you brine your turkey?
Yeah, so you want to start with 64 ounces plus of chicken stock. Take a half a cup of molasses, a half a cup of Worcestershire sauce, half cup of soy sauce. You want to take some Louisiana hot sauce, and you want to take some a full cup of brown sugar mix it all together. Get a giant Ziploc bag. They actually make brining bags. Put your turkey in there. Pour this liquid on top of it. Take water and fill it up. Fill the bag up till the turkey's submerged in the liquid. Seal it. Make sure you get all the air out. Take a cooler. Put a bag of ice in the bottom of the cooler. Put the turkey on top of the ice. Take a steel like one of those like disposable pans, like the baking pans. Put another pound of ice on top of that. Shut the cooler. It'll be good for 24 hours. Let the turkey sit for 24 hours. When it comes out, you got yourself a nice brined turkey.
Now, do you do this with the injection?
The injection comes after the brine is done.
So you do both of these?
I do both of these.
This sounds like a turkey that comes out tasting nothing like regular turkey.
It's like a liquid turkey.
It's like, no, not liquid, but it's like very Cajun, very spiced, very flavorful. I would love to try a Tud turkey. I'm not going to lie. I want to try some of this.
Well, if you're coming to Friendsgiving, you can have it.
Okay. That's a good plug right there.
Oh,
now, you want to tell us your address here on the podcast so we can show up to Friendsgiving?
There we go.
No, but you do know where I live.
I do. I do.
And so I'm going to be actually smoking this turkey this year. So we will.
Wow. All that plus the smoke.
Gonna
It's
get
gonna
high
taste
off
nothing
that
like a
turkey.
turkey.
We're going to take it. We're going to smoke it with some pecan wood.
Oh, interesting. Wonder if the wood tastes anything like the nut.
That's what I was wondering.
Not really. Gives off a nice. It's a good poultry flavor.
Okay, well, I mean, if after all that, I have no doubt that Tud is going to knock it out of the park with the turkey this year. But I hope in the time from when Tud started to now, you've taken your turkey out of the freezer. Because it's time to put it in the fridge,
And
folks.
do not defrost it on the counter. Please don't do that. That's highly unsafe. Defrost the turkey in the fridge. That's why you have to do it super early. You'd rather a fresh turkey be defrosted in your fridge for a day or two than to leave a turkey out on the counter because you forgot to do it.
Yep. We all know that means 7 years bad luck. So
It's just
do that.
you carry a higher probability of catching diseases. So defrost in the fridge, please.
That's how COVID started.
Yep. Somebody defrosted the turkey in the microwave, unfortunately. Developed a new virus. But, Chris, do you have any last pre-Thanksgiving handles that you want to share?
Man, yeah, you guys went hard on the food right now, and I wasn't going to do a food one. Damn it. Maybe. Okay, here we go. This is the spin I'm putting on it, okay? You've had your meal.
Well, it's not Thanksgiving handles yet. That's next week.
Oh, that's next
Next
week?
week's Thanksgiving handles. But these would be things that you would want to know maybe before the day that the podcast released is also the day of Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay. So, you took your turkey, put it in the fridge. You put the pizza in the oven. And now you got some time on your hands before the pizza's done, because no one really knows how long a pizza takes to cook. And so I got a perfect Netflix show for you. Okay.
Okay.
So
Hope it's not an hour long.
I hope it's not 20 minutes long.
okay. So
Because then your pizza's burnt.
no, you cook your pizza on 200, so it takes an hour. It's half
Smoked
the heat,
pizza.
half the heat. It's long cooked pizza. No. So Dana was watching this show one night. Then when I got home from work, and I ended up sitting on the couch, and it's one of those. I just jumped in like midway through the season because I don't know. She watches a lot of stuff that I don't really pay attention to. But I actually ended up getting like hooked on this limited series that's on Netflix, to the point where I watched a few episodes of the middle of the season and then had to go back and restart it to rewatch it because I was emotionally invested in like the entire story. And have either of you watched the limited series on Netflix called Maid?
No, I have not.
Caitlin did. I did not.
Caitlin did. Okay.
Did you watch the middle of it, Tud?
Have you watched?
No, it's a very weird way to watch a limited series on Netflix.
I do like how Chris had to justify not like he's like, I don't normally watch new things, but
yeah, this is Chris we're talking about.
it.
So Maybe this is the way we've discovered how to get Chris to watch TV shows, is you put him in the middle and say, watch. And then he's like, oh my God, to go back.
You just text Dana and say, have you seen this? Have you seen the show? And then Chris is going to get sucked in.
And that's how it was. Like she was.
Guys, did you know that TV shows are really good?
She was well into the middle of the season. I think there's 10 episodes, and I probably jumped in around episode 4 or 5, something like that. And it's like, long story short, it's about this woman with a daughter who is like combating like an abusive relationship and all this stuff. It's definitely one of those things where on paper I was like, oh, it's like a quote unquote chick thing, like one of those. But I mean, it's very well done. Like, it makes you feel like your feelings are very apparent. Like, there's so many ups and downs, and tells a really good story. I'm really enjoying it, and not normally something I really watch. And it does get heavy at times, like
the TV show or shows in general.
No. I mean, like, I love TV shows, but this one in particular, I mean, it really is. It can get pretty heavy, but it's a really good story, and it's not like corny acting or anything. That's always a turnoff. Is like if the acting is terrible, but it's really, really well done. So if you're looking for something, while you're baking a pizza at 200 degrees, so it takes an hour, which I still don't think that's how it works, but.
Now, would telling us any of the plot spoil too much?
I don't think so. I mean, the whole thing revolves around a young lady named Alex, and she's what's that?
Said who's a maid?
Well, I mean, she ends up being a maid, but
I thought it was MADE.
Oh no, MAID.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad we.
I'm glad we clarified that, because I thought it was Maid, not Maid.
No. Maid, like a cleaning service.
Like Maid in Manhattan.
Yeah, sure. I haven't seen that movie, but yeah. So she ends up. She's in an abusive relationship with her fiance, I guess. Ends up leaving with like $18 in her pocket, like, just ups and leaves in the middle of the night. Like, goes to, like, refuses at first to like admit she's been abused, one of those kind of things, and then there's a whole bunch of other things that happen throughout the, like, her mother is like homeless and like crazy. It's kind of like a crazy little story, but I'm like super into it.
But you're hooked.
I'm hooked. Like, yeah. I went, like I said, I watched like the solid middle, and I was like, I gotta go back to the beginning, even though I pretty much know what's going on now. I want to watch the whole thing. So I don't know, it's been a while since I've actually been like hooked into a show like this. So check it out if you are interested in watching something. Again, warning, it does get heavy. It does make you feel things. So but
so we should tell Chris to start in the middle of every show.
No. I'm good at shows. Movies I'm not good at. I'm good at shows. But yeah, so check out Maid. Netflix.
MAID. Maid. Check it out.
Netflix limited series. It's very good. I enjoy it.
My shoe came untied. Hang on.
I can't do an outro with my untied shoes.
What if I fall down?
All right, so thank you all for.
So, thank you very much for listening. We'd like to thank the breweries who provided today's beers. I will go first and thank Progressive Brewing Company for their Time for Living Double Dry Hop New England IPA.
I would like to thank Old Nation and Jenna for the M43 IPA.
And I want to thank Deschutes Brewery for the Black Butte 33.
Please make sure you head over to social media and follow us everywhere at DAWF Podcast. Also, make sure you follow the email at dawfpodcast@gmail.com. Please make sure you head over to Patreon and subscribe for as little as $1 a month, 25 cents a week. On months that have 4 weeks, you get an extra episode each week. This week, Obert drank a beer for us on the pregame, and last week you can catch an episode where Obert and I both drank a beer on the pregame before Kiwi arrived. Also, please make sure you head over to the Discord and join the conversation over there, where we have discussions with our listeners. And please make sure you head over to iTunes and leave a 5-star rating and a review, or Apple Podcasts now, because it's not iTunes, and leave a 5-star rating and a review. And please make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, and tell your friends and family and anybody else that you know who likes craft beer, or even just has a passing interest in craft beer and likes to laugh along with people, because I do say so myself, I find us pretty funny. So if you know somebody who likes comedy and or craft beer, or both, make sure you recommend them and tell them to subscribe as well, because that really is the best way for us to grow. And with that, make sure you take your turkey out of the freezer. Again, friendly reminder.
Do it. Put it in the fridge.
Yes. My name is Tud.
Make sure you also watch Netflix. My name's Chris.
And don't forget to start that pumpkin pie. My name's Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends.
You guys didn't all need to give tips on the way out.
Well, yeah, but I couldn't have been the only one who didn't do it. Once Chris did it, I was committed.
And I would have felt left out. I was like, well, my thing's cool too.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys have your turkey?
Though.
You guys have your turkey?
Both
turkeys. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't started the brine yet, but I'm ready. I'm ready for Thanksgiving.
I think Dana's gonna go get ours tomorrow.